Hey, Recovery Warriors, it's Marcy again. Thanks so much for joining me. For those of you who aren't familiar with my work, I am a registered dietitian and eating disorder expert in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I'm super happy to be here. I am loving doing these video blogs for you guys. Thanks so much for sharing it on social media and for engaging with me and letting me know what you're interested in hearing more about. So today I want to tackle the really difficult and challenging topic of body image. Body image is something that feels really, really pertinent right now because of this time of year. It's January. And the thing that I am spending so much time talking about in my client sessions is how hard it is to focus on recovery-oriented work when so many people around, whether it's just generally sort of in culture or specifically with family and friends, with so many people setting intentions and resolutions and goals that are centered around changing their body, becoming smaller, maybe cutting out certain foods like sugar. And it just feels like the opposite sometimes of what you're trying to do in your recovery. It's like swimming upstream, right? So you might have a friend who's trying to cut out sugar and you're trying to figure out how to give yourself permission to eat dessert in a regular way. You know, you might be trying to work on in your recovery, how do I have some body acceptance of what my body looks like now or what my natural set point is, and really just sort of let my body be as it's meant to be. And everybody around you is setting these goals to intentionally try to lose weight. It is super, super tough. And like I said, we can all feel like we are swimming upstream when we are moving against these cultural norms. So body image is a topic that feels really, really relevant. I'm going to get to that today. So one of the things that I wanted to say before I kind of dive into some of the practical stuff I'm going to be sharing with you is that improving your body image is something that takes a lot of focus and a lot of concrete and intentional work. So just talking about with your therapist or with your dietitian how much you dislike your body or how much you hate your body, I promise you is not going to get anywhere. You have to really dig in and do the actual concrete work, right, of challenging thought distortions, treating your body well, which is a big piece of what I'm going to be talking about today, challenging negative thoughts and assumptions that are just inaccurate or unhelpful. There's a whole long list of things that I could talk about today, but I'm going to do just a little smidge on the body image piece. So the first kind of caveat I did want to make is how much work it takes. And one of the things that I focus on with my clients isn't necessarily about loving their body or getting to a place where they love their body. It's about feeling more neutral towards their body. And I think that that's a really important first step to work towards before some people can even begin to think about loving their body, especially if you're in this place where you really feel a lot of negativity towards your body. The idea of loving it can feel so far out of reach. So one of the first things that I think is really important in the realm of improving body image is to remember that you cannot improve your body image if you are treating your body poorly. So if you're treating your body like you hate it and the actions that you make towards your body are actions of hatred, of dislike, that it's going to be impossible to try to think your way towards better body image, that it actually takes concrete, specific actions towards treating your body with kindness and with gentleness and with love. And those are going to be some of the stepping stones that will help you to improve your body image. And that's really the crux of what I want to share with you and encourage you to think about today. And that is the question of, what can I do for my body that will allow it to feel good and that feels kind? And I have a whole list of ideas to give you, and it's not an exhaustive list. In fact, it's probably a pretty short list. And what I'm hoping is in the comments section, you'll share with me your own ideas of what you can do for your body, and we can get a bit of a conversation going. So, simple ideas. 1, getting a manicure. Right? I will never forget the time that a client said to me, Marcy, I have never allowed myself to get a manicure. This was a woman in her 40s, because I have never felt that a woman being in a larger body that I really ever deserve to get a manicure. One, I shouldn't do something that should be so flashy and so attention grabbing, right? That if I was to get my nails painted this awesome red color, that would be drawing attention to myself. And as a woman in a large body, that's not something I felt that I should ever do. And two, I never felt that I deserved to do something so kind and so fun for my body because my body was such a disgrace. How could I believe that I deserved to do something for myself when I felt so ashamed of my body? I couldn't actively show I'm worthy of this. And so you better believe her first assignment after I had this information was to go out and get a manicure, because it's a way of saying I absolutely do deserve, in the body that I'm in right now, to treat myself with kindness, to do these things that are fun and that feel good. Another idea, maybe you buy a soft new sweater in a beautiful color and in a fabric that feels really good and really cozy on your skin, and maybe it's a color that you feel like looks really beautiful with your eyes, like brings out your complexion in some way. Another simple idea, find a favorite tea that feels really soothing on your tummy. If you find that you are having trouble with digestive issues, so you're thinking about, what would be soothing to my tummy? Maybe it's really committing to buying and investing those probiotics and taking them regularly to help with your digestion if your stomach's having trouble with the digestive process. It could be using lotion, and at night finding a little nightly routine where you're rubbing lotion into sore spots, into rubbing that lotion into your skin, into those sore spots, and saying, hey, I'm going to kind of loosen up this tension in my body and allow myself to feel better. Maybe it's using a foam roller or getting a foam roller. These are one of the things that I love so much, and I use it for my low back because I sit all day long. Really rubbing out my low back using a foam roller is something that allows my body to feel really, really good. And so the examples that I'm giving, if you can kind of think about them, they're examples that are about incorporating your senses, sights, smells, textures, colors, things that feel good. And this is what my whole topic today is all about. What can I do to treat my body with kindness, with gentleness, and to allow it to feel good? And I know it sounds kind of basic, but I would guess that there are probably a lot of you who don't do any of these simple things that are really about treating your body with kindness and respect. I'm often surprised, actually, at how much I talk with so many of my clients about fashion and clothes and things like jewelry and makeup. And it's really interesting to me because we think about eating disorder recovery, about taking the focus off of paying attention to your appearance. And I want to flip that a little bit, because I actually think that recovery isn't just about maybe taking focus off of appearance. It's about moving away from self-harming behaviors that are about trying to change your body and make it look a certain way or control your body. And it's about saying, hey, my body is just fine as it is. It's about taking care of my body and doing it in a way that feels good, that feels fun, that there's nothing wrong with attending to your physical appearance, and you can do it in a way that is a complete 180 with the behaviors and the symptoms that you would see in someone who has an eating disorder. So there's nothing wrong, and in fact, I think it's really positive to think about some of this stuff in your recovery. So, for example, I have some clients who spend next to no money on themselves because they tend to be very rigid and very kind of narrow in terms of how they treat themselves. So they tend to really, really rein in their spending just like they rein in their eating, and don't really feel that they're worth the effort or the money to do something that feels kind of good, like maybe buy themselves a new t-shirt or go get that manicure. Or kind of like the client that I referenced earlier, doesn't feel for whatever reason that she's deserving in the body that she's in now to do something nice for herself, like get a new sweater. I have clients, particularly clients who are in larger bodies, but not just clients who are in larger bodies, who really use their clothes as a way to hide themselves away. It's kind of like putting up this big shield that says, don't notice me. And, if I had a client who I was working with, and she was like, I love polka dots, but I never wear them because I feel like I shouldn't because I'm larger. I'm like, boy, we need to get rid of that rule. Go out and go get yourself a really cute top that has polka dots in it, and let's help you feel comfortable kind of playing into some of this stuff, this fashion and color and design and jewelry and this kind of stuff that will help you to feel good. Say, I am deserving now. I don't have to wait until, I've starved myself to a smaller size. So hopefully some of this stuff is getting your juices flowing, helping you to think about some of this stuff differently. And again, I would love to hear some of your own ideas, because I know how creative a lot of you are about generating your own ideas about, what do I need to start treating myself better? What do I need to be doing to help show myself that I am really deserving of kindness, of attention, of treating myself in a way that feels good? And these are the actionable stepping stones that will begin over time to start to reshape your relationship with your body. So let's get 2016 off to a better start and start really moving you along a path to a better body image. Thanks so much for listening, and I really look forward to your comments. Take care.